Okay, YouTube, it's Saturday morning, January 24th. We got our first significant snow of the year. We haven't had any snow in Kentucky. Just thought I'd give you a shot of that before it all starts to melt and fall off. Actually, I should have done it earlier, just as the sun came up and it wasn't so bright. Those woods were really lit up white. Real pretty and white. Still looks pretty good, but it looked better earlier before the sun was shining really bright. And it's kind of chilly. What we're going to do for this video is just a couple of cold starts. One with the Torino. That'll give you an update on the flex fuel. Again, I added 10 more gallons of E85 right after I did my last video on it. We'll do a cold start of the tractor because it hasn't been started in a couple weeks. And first of all, we'll do the Torino. See what the temperature is. And we'll see. And I wanted to do the cold start this morning before I even fired up the furnace, just to see if the 10 gallons of E85 I put in last week still works when I use the seafoam. It's 37 in here. Not super cold, but cold enough for a cold start. And let's open the door. Might do one of the Powerstroke too. This is going to be kind of a short video. Just a short update on the Powerstroke because I really should open this door from the outside. Like I was saying, short update on Powerstroke because there just isn't that much new to show, but I haven't been working on it any. Okay, I think I commented to a guy in my last video that that after the video was made, I did a different starting procedure and it started easier. See if it still works and see if the stronger mixture of E85 hurts it any. Fuel pump ignition, 10 big squirts, and instead of trying to start it at idle, we just push the pedal down maybe a 1/4 inch. Pump it again, 1/4 inch. Uh-oh, she belched. It'll be about the same, I guess. There she goes. That's still easier than the last time. With no choke, this thing just... It could be the nature of the 85 in this too, but I'll put up with it because mostly we want it for the summertime for the octane. But there it goes, she's warming up. Let's give it a little bit of gas, hopefully she won't cough. As you can see, it's got a definite dead miss when it's cold, and she popped. You hear it pop? I really didn't have enough seafoam additive to add to it that could have played a part in that. But we'll just get it started, get that out of the carburetor. And there she goes, she's gonna fire up. Turn on the fan. And we'll just let her run and warm up. That will also help heat up the garage. But as you can see, not too bad, considering it's an old hot rod with no choke. And, well, the Powerstroke's covered up. It's alright, we can still fire it up. Hang on. Alright, I uncovered only what I need to uncover, and we're just going to do a cold start on the Powerstroke just to let you know it's still running okay. It needs to be driven badly, but as you can see, that's going to be a little while. Uncovered the engine so that the cover wouldn't get in the fan, but I'm going to leave it in here today and not going to pull it out. I'm going to cover it back up and do some sanding on the bed, and see if my key's still in here. Better be. There we go. This old truck starts pretty good for something that hasn't been driven in about 4 years, just in and out of the garage, and that's it. Not bad at all. which I started about once a week though. Not bad at all, but we'll let her warm up. Let them fumes escape out that door, because when I shut the door, it'll get a little smelly. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do, blow that out of here. The reason I did that so that when I shut the door and turn the furnace on so I can work later on today, it won't, the diesel fumes won't be so strong in there, hopefully. As you can see, the Trino's still warming up. I pulled it way back here. I'm not going to drive it in the snow, don't be thinking that. But I pulled it way back here just so it wasn't so loud in the garage. Outside it's not very loud at all. As you can see, it's warmed up. Oh, I ain't gonna get my snow cover boots in here, even though the interior needs. It's already warmed up and running nice and comfortable. No mist like it does when it's cold. I'm not sure what that mist is when it's cold. Could be due to no choke. Could be moisture from the ethanol. Like I said, I did not have enough seafoam for what they recommend to add to. I think they recommend 1 ounce per gallon, but I didn't have enough seafoam for what I added. So, you know, like I said, E85, you got to stay on top of it. But if you keep the additives in it, that's what my little test is about. You keep the additives in it, it's okay running the older cars. And by the way, the last time I filled up, it was $1.47 a gallon. So that's not much maintenance to save that much money. We'll see. Like I said, we're gonna keep an eye on it, make sure everything else is good. But we have no 85 in this old girl. We just don't really want to fool with this old tractor. As far as changing stuff like that, it does fine like its own, and I don't use it that much for me to have to go to the cheaper fuel. Since I bought a new battery for this thing last spring, I told you about it, this old girl fires right up. Stock 6-volt system and all. It's got a little bit of a splutter, but it's cold. 1956 Ford. Still reliable. You gotta love it. Actually, I don't even consider this my tractor. It's still my dad's tractor. May he rest in peace. He passed away in 2011, but I still call this Dad's tractor. Okay, well. And oh yeah, we'll talk about the Powerstroke. Hear that squeaking? I don't know if you can hear that until we get right up on it or not on camera. But I think I have one of my idler pulleys, the bearing is squeaking. I need to replace that. And if you remember, back when I was doing all the mechanical stuff and thought I was doing all the mechanical stuff, I thought I fixed all my oil leaks. I think my rear main's leaking. After I get this bed in primer, ready for final block sanding, I'll probably step aside from the body work for long enough to replace that rear main seal. I really want to fix that before I start driving the truck. I mean, I did all this cleanup underneath. I mean, it's painted. Dirty right now, but once I clean it up, it still looks just as good as the day I did it. But it'd be a shame to get oil all over that. So we're going to have to replace the rear main on it. We'll do a video on that. And I'll go ahead and shut this thing off. I didn't really let it run long enough to warm up. But just to get her fired up and for the sake of doing a cold start on the truck. Let's turn on some lights. Not that much brighter in here. Okay, as you can see, I've been working on that front panel, and like it or not, it's pretty much completely covered in body filler. It was so warped and beat up. Honestly, before we get any criticism on that, yes, I should have replaced it. I wish I would have, but by the time I decided that I should have, I had so much time into it, I decided to go ahead and finish it. And it's not super thick, it's just completely covered. It was just so beat up and warped. It was the only way to make it straight again. And if you remember the videos I did when I fitted the bed on the truck and broke all the spot welds loose to line up these panels, I mean, we went to all that trouble. Let's just go ahead. And as you can see, this is completely covered, like it or not. I don't want a Bondo bed either, but we already started it. We'll see how well it holds up. This is Duraglass, which is stronger than lightweight, and hopefully this bed won't flex enough for that to happen. But if I had to do it all over again, I would not do it. I want to make it clear that I do know better. It's just the way it all unfolded, and I already got the time in it, so we're going to finish it. And I'm hoping by this weekend to have some primer on that front panel. I mean, there's so much to fix on it. I need some primer and a guide coat to get it right. And it probably doesn't have to be as straight as I'm trying to get it, because it's going to be covered in bed liner, spray on bed liner anyway, Pour 15 brand. But that's pretty much all I got to say in this video on that. Just give you a view of the snow again, starting to fall off the trees, which is the prettiest part of it. All the trees were covered, really covered heavier this morning. And I have installed a television antenna so I can get a bunch of local channels in the garage. I am testing out these antennas. This one has a 50-mile radius range, and I picked up 27 locals on it. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm thinking about ditching DirecTV. I'm getting tired of having to spend $92 a month just so I can have HBO and Showtime. HBO and Showtime is not that expensive by themselves. $12 a month for Showtime, $17 a month for HBO, but they shove a $54 package, basic package, down your throat that you have to have if you want HBO and Showtime, which adds up to actually it's $93 a month now after taxes and everything. So I'm looking into other options for movies and HBO and Showtime boxing, and I'm going to hopefully ditch DirecTV because their service is getting worse and the price is getting higher. So anyway, let's go ahead and pull the Trino back in, cut this video off. I don't know how long I've been yapping. Hopefully the video isn't too long, but not so short. Okay, I'm going to get a little snow in my interior. Try to kick it off, but no, I'm not going to kick the rocker panel like some people will do your car. Remember the good old days when I used to drive this car to high school. On a snowy day, you'd pick a friend up. They would actually kick the rocker panels to get the snow off of their shoe. Highly unacceptable. I'd rather have snow melting in my carpet than have someone kick my rocker panels. That was a long time ago, though. That's how long I had this car. I drove it to high school. Okay, and we need to make me a mount for this video camera so we can do some driving in this car. Maybe break it off on a bridge where I'd like to test it out and see how it's running and stuff. But as you can see, it's still doing fine. I haven't tore the carburetor down for about 3 or 4 weeks just to check. I need to order some gaskets. And honestly, I think the cold starts would be better if I were to order the correct E85 metering plates, or maybe an entire carburetor. But there is a changeover kit where you can adapt your Holley carburetor to E85. You get metering plates, some kind of special power valve. I don't know if it's any different from the regular ones or not. Stainless steel squirters, stuff like that. Some of them actually offer bows. I think for the 800, the changeover kit is about $380. I know it sounds high, but look how much money you save in fuel if the 85 works out for you, especially if you need racing fuel. But okay, that's a short update on the Trino. Cold start on the tractor, cold start on the Powerstroke. update on the Powerstroke project. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.